people have this reoccurring nightmare that there's something, some force that's got a hold of them and it's holding them down and they can't break free. No matter what they do, they can't break free from that force. Well, I'm here to tell you that that thing in your nightmare, that thing that's holding you back, that thing that's dragging you down, that thing is you.
There are two fundamental attitudes toward life and its sorrows. Those with the first attitude blame the world. Those with the second ask what they could do differently. It's much easier and much more gratifying to your basest desires to blame someone else for your misery.
You know what's so funny? We want people to make guarantees to us, but we're not willing to make guarantees to ourselves. And that's the problem with some of you. You always want to blame other people. You owe you an explanation. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, why are you only giving 50%? What's wrong with you? You need to put yourself on punishment. You need to tell you no more TV, no more snacks, no more desserts. No, we working out now. You need to tell you that you owe you something.
Every day I demand more from myself than anybody else could humanly expect. I'm not competing with somebody else, I'm competing with what I'm capable of. My number one competition is me. It's always you versus you. You gotta be the one to get up every morning, be disciplined, put in the consistent daily hard work, because that gains success. No coach, no trainer, no mentor, no boss can do it. You versus you.
I value myself enough to give 120% or don't do it. There is no excuse for not living up to your fullest potential. No excuse. You walk out of this room, you owe yourself. I didn't get here making excuses. What changed? I changed. And I stopped being a victim. I stopped saying I've got to wait for good things to happen to me. And I said I'm going to grind. I'm going to fight. I'm going to work. I'm going to press toward. I'm going to learn. I'm going to do everything in my power every single day to become a victor and not a victim. Why? Because I owe it to myself. Can't nobody stop me but me.
Woo! Who is pumped up? I am. Let's go. Welcome to day one of your 5x5 challenge. My name's Jesse Eker, and if you're feeling that video, if you love that video, and if you are ready to be the one to step up, get out of your comfort zone, and give this challenge 110%, put I am into the comments of the chat so that I can see you. I love it. Great. Let's do this, team. Let's go for it. Whatever it takes. Hashtag whatever it takes. Let's go. All right. So today we are on day number one of this 5-day challenge. Now, if you weren't here yesterday, I want to get you up really fast on what this challenge is, how we're going to be doing this, how we're going to be crushing this together every day for the next 5 days at least. I got some surprises for you guys. And we're just going to kill this thing together. So there's two parts to this challenge that you guys got to know. One part is the challenge itself. Doing the challenge itself is a commitment. It's a habit. It's a showing yourself that you're going all in on something. This is what I would love for this challenge to be for you this week. So many of you just went all out yesterday, and I was going through the chat, I was going through the videos, watching people just sharing themselves, being transparent, being authentic. Like, it blew my mind how many of you stepped out of your comfort zone. And what I propose for you this week is to let it all down, let it all go. This week, I want you to, and I'm going to swear here, so I'm sorry, not give a fuck what anyone thinks about you. I want you to be you this week. I want you to let it go. If you've been playing small, I want you to pretend like you're playing big. 1 week. Give me 1 week, 5 days, not even a full week of just going all out and feeling feeling what that's like for yourself, feeling like what that's like for the very first time, maybe. What is it like to go all in on something, to give 120% on something for 5 consecutive days? I'm going to give it for you. I'm going to give you every single day 120%. I'm going to over deliver as much as I can to make sure that every single one of you gets exactly what you want out of this. And that means that whatever you're going to be putting in, you're going to be getting out of this. So I know a lot of you have dealt with procrastination. A lot of you have dealt with focus issues. A lot of you have felt like you're playing small. A lot of you are, at that point where it's like, holy crap, I just want to get to the place where I want to go. I want to feel good about where I am. And we're going to get you there. We're going to make sure that we're going to be doing this on a consistent basis to make sure that we get you to the place you are. So here's what we need to do. So we need to make a commitment. We need to make a declaration. We need to say, I, Jesse Eker, you, whatever your name is, commit to finishing this challenge. I want to see that in the chat right now. I got my VIPs up in here with me. I got Sherry, I got Brian, I got Daniel. I got, who else I got up here? I got some amazing people with you. Say your name. So I type in your name. Commit 100% to finishing this challenge. I, whatever your name is, commit to finishing this challenge. Hashtag WIT, whatever it takes, my friends. I got Brian. I commit, Brian, 100% to finishing this challenge. I got Charlotte. I, Charlotte, commit 100% to finishing this challenge. I, Marcella, commit here to finishing this challenge. I, Sherry, commit 100% to finishing this challenge. Daniel, 120% to committing and finishing this challenge every single day, day in, day out. We are going to do this challenge. You're going to watch this training. You're going to do the training, and then you're going to take an action. Now, your action is simple. It's doable. It's easy for you to do, but it's going to push you. It's going to make you dig a little bit. It's going to bring up some shit. It's going to bring up some fear. It's okay. Life in business is not easy. No one said this is going to be easy to just get to the goals that you want. You need to work for it. And this is a habit. It becomes an endurance. What feels like work, what feels hard, eventually doesn't become hard. All right. So here we're gonna. So that's the first part of the challenge, is committing to this. Now I want to talk about yesterday's action of like why we even brought up the stories in the first place. Like why do we even care about that? Why do we want to know about the reasons that were stopping us? One of the most important things that we can do here is understand on an awareness point of view what has been stopping us. If we want to make a change, the first step to change is what? Put into the chat what you believe is the first step to change. Let me see it on my side on Zoom. What do you guys think? What's the first step to change? Action. That's a good idea, but not the correct answer. Sherry says decision. What's the first step to change? Who thinks they know what the first step to change is? I haven't seen it yet. Heather Bale from Facebook says awareness. The first step to change before anything is awareness. If you are at least aware of what has been stopping you, the story that keeps coming up, at least you're aware of the BS that you're telling yourself of why you're not doing what you say you're going to do. And I say BS because a story is not a fact. Is it a fact that your parents are stopping you? Is it a fact that you're just, you're smaller than you feel like you are, or you're not good enough, or you procrastinate? Are these facts or focus issues? Like, are they actually stories that you've told yourself that make excuses for yourself not to do stuff? Here's the deal. Fear is a normal reaction. Procrastination, lack of focus, a normal human thing, right? Playing small because we're not feeling as confident because we have some doubt, super normal. Guess who feels that? Me, Harv, every other freaking person that I know. You're not special for feeling that way. We all feel that way. The goal is for us to really understand that we need to work through this. We need to get through it. We need to get good at getting through this, okay? And that's where these challenges and these habits and these attitudes and what we teach on a mindset level is really going to help you get past these stories, move forward when you don't feel like it, get into the mood in spite of what you're feeling, right? Do you want to go run 10 miles? No, probably don't want to run. But when you start running and start moving and getting into that momentum, you get that feeling, you start running, you start moving, you stop thinking about the 10 miles. You start thinking about what's going on, what's happening. How can I keep moving forward? Now I'm getting competitive of like, ooh, I'm getting closer to my goal. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. And then you're just in the momentum, in the groove, in the flow, and then you go, right? So that's what we want you to do. We want you to create some action. We want you to create some momentum. We want you to create some energy so that you get out of your head of thinking and you start doing. And that's the goal we always want to be doing on a consistent basis. Stop thinking, start doing. Stop thinking, start doing, right? When you start thinking way too much, then when you stop thinking way too much, then you keep doing. Dana, can you go to the Limitless Life and help Anna, please? Hannah, thank you. So here we go. So today is, this challenge is all about growth. It's about business growth, right? So we know that one of the most important things about business growth, is your mindset. 100% that if you don't have the right mindset for business growth, you won't grow, right? So today is really understanding business as a whole. And I want to make sure I get my iPad going on. But today is all about understanding how business works and how we can use business to reach our goals. So let me just take this out really fast. I was not prepared. I was super pumped about that motivation video. That was really cool. Who liked that motivation video, by the way? Let me see a chat. Let me see some chats if you like that motivation video. I thought that was pretty unique. While I get set up and give myself some time because I just, okay. Oh, shoot. No. Oh, boy. There we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So we're going to talk about business right now. And we're going to talk about it at a super easy, digestible way for us to really make a difference in what we're doing. And as you can see right now, I am stalling because I need to join what we're doing. Here we go. Stop sharing. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. My iPad just shut down. That's awesome. All right. So here we go. We are doing this right now. All right. So I am hopefully going to get my iPad back up. And it's restarting, and I am going to keep talking while this is happening. So very authentically, I was not planned for this, and this makes me sweat, and that sucks, but that's okay. Okay, so here we go. I want you to think about business as a machine. So think of business as a machine of 3 parts, okay? And if this was on my iPad, I'd be drawing out the 3 parts. But I don't have the iPad right now because it decided to install, which is great. Install new software. So think of business in 3 different parts. So we want to think of business as a machine. So we have 3 parts. The first part is called the input, okay? The second part is called the throughput. And the third part is called the output, okay? So input, which is like where we start. Throughput is what makes go from input to output. And then output is the result. So think of it like this. What you put into the business needs to go through some sort of process, which then ends up getting some sort of result. Yes, there we go. I can input, there we go. I can spotlight you. Input, throughput, and output. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to cancel my spotlight and put you on there. You're so awesome. Thank you so much. You're great. All right. So we have input, throughput, output. Okay. So we need to work on all three of these, which are all important for us to have success in business. All three factors are super important for our success. Each one is going to affect each other. But here's the thing, if we're not getting the output, which is the result that we want, we can't just look and change the result and say, well, the output is not working. We actually have to look at the input and say, what is going on the input level? And say, what are we putting into the business that's going to actually affect our throughput of what's going through the business, our actions, and then what results in something different. So let's think of it one more time. Our input is who we are, our being, our person, our attitudes, our habits, the mindset. The person we need to be is our input, okay? So that is what starts the machine. If you are not the right person on the input level, if you are not doing have the right habits, attitudes, and whatever it takes mentality, then the throughput doesn't even matter because it's the input that starts the machine up. Does everyone get that? Say yes if you understand that. Say I got it if you got that. Yes, Brian. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. My iPad's still going. So it's the input that starts everything up. It's the throughput is the action. So once we become the right person, once we are the right person, once we start to make sure that our input is right, then our throughput is the actions we take to get to our output and actions we take on specific things within business to create the output we want in our life, right? So again, let's think of it like a machine. We have the input, throughput, and output. So the output is the result. So input is who you need to become. Throughput is the actions you take. And the output is the results you want. Today, we're going to be working on 2 of the 3. Tomorrow, we're going to be working on 1. And it's all going to come together through the whole 5-day challenge, okay? So let's start with the output. Why do we start with the output? Because we need to understand where the heck we are going. If we don't know where we're going, we're never going to get there, my friends. So if you don't understand what the results you want in your business, monetarily or lifestyle, or what the result actually is, and you haven't defined it, then how the heck is your machine supposed to give you the result that you want? It can't. So we always need to define what the result is first. We want to say, where are we going? How are we getting there? What do we need to do to get this result? So we need to define the result, because what my result might be very different than your result. I have a bunch of people on here right now, and every single person's result is probably different. We're going to have different strategies and actions and tactics that are going to help us get to our output, our throughput, our result, right? So we need to define our result. So here's what happens. When we don't have a result, we get inconsistent. We don't have something that's reliable. We don't have a business that's reliable. We are struggling to make things work because we don't understand where we're really going. We're trying all these different things, but we just have this abstract idea of what do I really want in my life, right? So it's, yay, I got it back. All right, so So basically, yeah, woo! All right, I am excited here. All right. So again, our business wants to be consistent. We want our business to be very consistent in what we're doing. So it's important for us to know and define that output. So I have 3 principles that I like to work on with students it comes to the actual output of your business, okay? So let me join this really fast now that I got my iPad back up. That was so brutal. Thank you guys for your patience and your understanding. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you. All right, let me join this. All right. Come on. Okay, I'm still having troubles because my connecting. Oh well. Okay, so there's 3 principles that I want to talk about today. So the first principle that I want to talk to you about is the actual business by design. So what ends up happening is we have our life. We have like life as a whole, right? And what ends up happening is we start a business or launch a business, or we're in business already. And then we decide that the business has more importance than everything else in our life. So what ends up happening is that our life needs to fit into our business versus our business fitting into our life. And that's a really big distinction for someone who has values of freedom, who has values of not wanting to sacrifice everything to have the success they want, for someone who wants to achieve the money that they want or still have the health or the relationships that they want, right? So we need to fit our business into our life. Now, that doesn't mean that you can just go into your business and not do anything, right? You need to make time for the business to do the things you want. You have to have the whatever it takes mentality to really succeed in business. But what needs to happen is you need to be very specific in what you're doing on a specific basis. Is everything okay? Okay, cool. So you can keep coming. My wife's here. Hi, Jen. All right. So we need to be very specific on how do we want to design our business by design, right? It's really important that we design it by design. So when we're designing, there's different ways, and I'm just looking at my notes here. There's different ways for us to make sure that we're proactively planning our time effectively to give us the space and time we need to create the business by design. So I have 3 different things that I like to put into my calendar so that I'm giving all different areas of attention, quality attention into my life. So again, we're creating the business by design. So what ends up happening is we mix everything together. So like when I'm spending time with my wife, I can be spending time on my phone and doing business, or spending time with my new son, Jordan. Like I could be spending time doing business, or when I'm doing business, I can be doing social media, and I can be also doing other stuff personally. And all these things are mixed together. And what ends up happening is we get lackluster results. We don't do as well as we want because we're not focused during the times that we've dedicated to really succeed in business. So the principle of business by design means that we design our day based off of the things that we want to happen that day. If you've been with me before, you know I'm a huge time blocker, meaning I create space in my calendar for the most important things in my life, okay? So I like to break it up into 3 areas. The first area I like to break it up in me time, meaning like that's my workout time, that's my meditation time, that's my journaling time, that's my reading time, that's time for myself, okay? Maybe that's golfing time or sports time, whatever that is, that's me time. So that's the first thing I like to do. The second is work, right? When I'm working, I am working. I was talking to my wife at dinner yesterday, and you know, I had like 95 text messages, and she's like, why don't you check them? And I was like, because I'm working during the day, and it's important for me to stay focused on what I'm doing because I don't get sucked into something else. So my working time is working time. If I don't have a block for checking text messages during lunch, or if I'm not structured to actually do that, I'm not going to do that. I am so trained now to literally go deep into making sure that I am focused during the time blocks that I've allowed myself, that the work time is work time. So when I'm working, I'm giving 100% of my focus to the work. Now, am I doing that for 8 hours straight? Hell no. I am doing that for like 45, 50 minutes, giving myself a nice little break, then going deep into it again, and then a break. And then I have a lunch break, and then I go deep into it again. All right. So like I'm giving myself room. I'm not crazy. I'm not on a nut job. But for me, the structure, at least, like the structure of having some room, because for me, I'm a natural procrastinator. So procrastination comes from not being focused and having doubt in what you're doing. The easiest way to be more focused and have less and be more confidence, which is, obviously the opposite of doubt, is to have a plan of what you're doing. So when I show up for my day every single day, I know exactly what I'm doing during my blocks. So I don't have to think about it. I can start doing it, right? The principle, less thinking, more doing. Write that down. Less thinking, more doing. Can I write this yet? Such a bummer. So less thinking, more doing. So then we go to the third one. We're going to go to the third one. There we go. So we're going to go to the third one, which is relationships. For me, relationships are super important. I've created a boundary for myself now that I have a 9-month and 9.5-month son named Jordan. And I've created a boundary for myself that I finish work at 5 o'clock. Okay. And the reason why I do that, and I could go to work later if I want after my relationship time, but I finish at 5 o'clock because Jordan goes to bed around 7 o'clock. I want to have that experience with him because I'm not around during the day, even though I'm home and I can go in whenever I want. I don't have a bathroom in here, so I have to run inside every single freaking time I have to run to the bathroom. Makes me not want to drink water, but I do it. Okay, so basically, I create that space with Jordan, right? So I create that space with Jordan, and I create that space with Jen, so which is my wife. Okay, so the relationship is the third part. If you can put that into your calendar, you've already won your day, your me time, your work time, and your relationship time. That's what I like to do because that gives me the space and freedom to focus on the things that I really want to focus on. All right. So, here we go. Apple Pencil. So basically, that is the 3 sections to designing your business. Okay. So making sure that you're designing your business. Now, the second part of this is picking a business model that actually fits the lifestyle you want to have. This is a big mistake I see with so many people is they actually pick a business model that is very opposite of the lifestyle that they want, the values that they want. If you are someone who wants like extreme freedom, like passive, like very passive, where you're not necessarily needed in the business, you shouldn't start a business that's a personal brand. Okay, because a personal brand is going to need you to be there personally. Now, can you systemize your business so you're only doing content for your personal brand and you're not working as much as possible? Yes, of course, but it's going to take you a bit to get there. Now, if you want to make sure that you can step out of the business and be more of the owner while you have managers working for you or something on that level, then you might want to think about picking a different business or a different business model, right? So, one thing comes to mind is like real estate investors or real estate investing, fixing and flipping. Do you necessarily need to be in every part of that business? Can it give you more freedom? Can you hire someone for acquiring real estate? Can you hire a contractor? Can you hire someone for the due diligence? Can you hire someone for doing the contracts and closing the deal? Of course you can. Are you going to want to do that? I don't know. But you at least have that business model to rely on for you to move forward with. So the second part of business by design is look at your business model and ask yourself, is this aligned with the business and values that I really want to have in my life? And if it isn't, what can I do to start to move forward to make sure that I am more in alignment with the values that I have? okay? So that's really important to understand is your values are really important to you. So if you are going against your values, and this is really, really important, and I really, really want to make sure that you understand this. If you're going against your values, that means you're going to be resisting things that you're going to be doing because it's taking you away from your most valuable things that you feel. It's like you're working against yourself. Have you ever wanted to work, like have something pull you so bad? Have you ever wanted to be working where it's like, it feels like a magnetic pull to what you're doing that you don't have to like work hard to get yourself to actually do it? Well, the reason you can do that is when your values match up to your business model or your business, okay? So does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Brian says yes. Who else? Yeah. If that makes sense, let me see a yeah. Let's see. Yeah, says Marcella. Dana says yes. Hannah says yes. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for your participation. Oh, I think I got it. Yeah. Woo! We got this. All right, here we go. Now let's have some fun. If we're not having fun already, who's having fun? Who's already got something from today? Who's already got something from today? Huh? All right, let's do this. So you guys know that I like to draw sometimes to make things a little bit more visual. So when I'm going to do things, I'm going to do things in a visual way sometimes, just so that everyone understands it. So because some people are visual, some people are audio type people, some are a mix of both. So I want to make sure everyone's getting it. So that's principle number one, is design your business on the way that you want it. Design your day the way you want it. Design your business the way you want it. The next thing, which is so important, where I think everyone starts to mess up here, is they make these things called yearly goals. They suck. Year goals suck. I hate year goals. Why do year goals suck? Because it's too damn long. For someone like myself, I can't focus on a yearly goal. How much stuff has changed since January 1st? Holy crap. January 1st, everyone's changing. Your yearly goals are stuffed, right? So now what? What do? You're stuck on your yearly goals? Forget about it. That's dumb. No, we don't want yearly goals. What I want you to be focused on, though, is 90-day goals, right? 90 days. Why 90 days? Because in 90 days, we can start to chunk things out. We can focus for a specific amount of time, 90 days, not that long, and we can really make some progress on where we want to go in 90 days. Now, do we want to know what we want to achieve in the year? Yeah, of course we want to know what we want to achieve so that we're making progress towards it. But I never have a year-long goal. I only have 90-day goals. You can ask anyone on our team. We only set 90-day goals, okay? That's all we do is 90-day goals. Why? Because, we want to make adjustments as things are going. If things aren't working out, we don't want to be stuck for a whole year working on something that's not working out. That would suck. That's dumb. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're working and we're adjusting as we're going. As my dad says, Harv Eker, correct and continue, right? So we want to make corrections consistently. If you're locked into a year goal of commitment wise, like as someone like myself, I get committed to things. I feel bad about myself when I'm not doing it. So 90 days gives me a good short-term insight of what do I want to achieve in the next 90 days, right? What do I want to achieve in the next 90 days? So that is the next principle, is when we are picking your outputs today, when we're picking of the results that we want to get today, for the next 90 days, what do we want to achieve for the next 90 days? That's what I want you to be thinking. So let's think about this really fast. Let's think about, in the next 90 days, I'd like to achieve what? I'd like to do what? What do I want to do in the next 90 days? Do I want to, for any of my people who are launching a business, do I want to validate my business idea? For anyone who's growing my business, do I want to increase my revenue by 15% or profit by 15% in the next 90 days? Do I want to launch this new sales funnel? Do I want to generate 5,000 new leads. What do you want to achieve in the next 90 days in terms of your business? Again, where this is a business challenge, we're talking about business, okay? So let's start to see that. What would someone say for their next 90 days? What would you want to achieve in the next 90 days? Someone write it down in the chat so I can start to call some people out. What would you guys say that you'd want to achieve in the next 90 days? I'll give you some examples from our team. Our team right now, we have 3 different real big sections with our business. We have get more leads, who Karina is in charge of. Karina is doing this challenge with us. You'll see her commenting. She is our head of content, but she's in charge of getting more leads. We have make more sales, which is my man, Troy Allen. You guys have seen him around. He's a badass and he's killing it right now. And then we have retain more students, right? Increase our lifetime value, which means, and that's Dana. Dana is lucky enough, she's my executive assistant, but also moving into our VP of operations. So those are the 3 people and things, sections that we work on. Within those sections, we have different goals. So Karina's goals are like increase our leads on our organic and paid side by 15%. Troy's is increase revenue by 15% for the next 90 days. Dana's increase lifetime value of a customer. So we do that, right? So Sherry says 9 media interviews. Awesome. Brian is legally set up. His business is legally set up and marketing specific to businesses. Great. Write 10 to 12 high quality content to my website, Daniel. Awesome. Launch a new platform and increase enrollment in in-house classes. Awesome. 5 high paying clients to my program. Amazing. Who else do we got here? Have 100 free future Thrivers accounts. We have Lisa. Awesome. Tanya, 10 new high paying clients in the next 90 days. And new website, finish my course and more marketing. Awesome. Start a business, Sue says. 5 new high paying clients to my new program, Charlotte says. Launch a new platform and increase enrollment in the classes. Amazing, right? So we have these great 90-day goals, and these are realistic, achievable goals that we want to do. Now, goals to me they're whatever, right? The way that I think about goals is not a hit or miss. I think of goals as the next principle is who you need to become to reach that goal. I'm going to say the 3rd principle right now. It's who you need to become to reach that goal, or what you need to now set up to reach that goal. So if your goal is stretching you and doing something different, then you need to start doing something different to start reaching that goal, if that makes sense. So for me, if I said I want to do $10 million in revenue this year, right? Then I need to get my head on straight and need to do things differently than what I was doing for $4 million or $5 million, because it's a different ball game, right? So now my actions and thinking and insights of what I'm doing is for the new goal. And so I'm going to be starting to do different things. My throughput, we'll talk about tomorrow, but throughput is going to be different than what it would be for a different goal. So again, your input and throughput, what you are, who you need to become, and the processes and actions you need to take are going to get a different result if you do different things. You see how that's connected? Yeah, Charlotte says it makes sense. It makes sense, right? So, so we want to work on that. We want to make sure that we are then becoming the thing, becoming the goal. So here's a quick model that I want to share with you guys. Great. So here's a great model, and it's really important to understand. Okay. So when it comes down to it, I'm going to get rid of this. There we go. Okay. Many of you have seen this model, but I'm hoping that this visualization is important. And this is another thing that I want to just preface before we even go any farther. A lot of the things that I'm going to say, you've most likely heard before, right? Like there's not that much newness that needs to be invented. And the reason is because the proven principles are proven, they work. And the reason why I became successful so quickly One, I was very lucky to have a mentor and Harv Eker as my dad, and I grinded to learn so much from him and all the mentors. I've really put myself out there of just being a sponge. Obviously, I had to do the work to get to where I am, but I was, blessed and had the opportunity to be in the position to do this. And now I'm like, my purpose is to share that with anyone else on the journey with me who wants to reach that as well. So the things that I share are not necessarily new, but I'm hoping that the way that I say it can strike you a different way that can hopefully break through to get into the momentum and growth that you want. So maybe it's a drawing that I do or something that I say, or maybe I'm more relatable in some sense of more modern or whatever it is. That's what I'm hoping we're going to do here. But the concepts, the principles are not necessarily new. And the reason they're not new is because old works, right? It's the tactics that have changed. It's the mediums that have changed. And that stuff is using strategies and principles that all are the same. Human psychology is not changing. Us humans, we're not different necessarily. The way we interact is different. The way we talk can be different, but our psychology is still the same. So once we understand that and we can move with it, we will succeed, okay? So here's what we want to do. The first step is we want to be. So we want to be the person we need to be so that we can, again, take the actions we want to do so then we can have the things we want. So the second step then, if it's be, the second step here is do. So once we be the person, now we can do the things, the actions, so that we can have the result that we want to have. So first we need to become, we need to be the person. We need to be that person on the input side to do the actions. Let me make this nice. So be, to do, to have. This is a line right there, right? So once we understand that first we need to become the person, then it starts to become a little bit easier to think of, okay, well, what would this person need to be like, right? If this person was, and then you start to look at your own stuff. So, you start to analyze a little bit more on an objective side where you're like, okay, so if I want to earn $1 million, right? And I'm working throughout the day or doing stuff for my business, and I'm, constantly checking email and constantly going on social media or constantly procrastinating. Ask yourself, would a person who earns $1 million a year, would that person be doing what I'm doing right now? That's a really simple question. Is the person that would be earning $1 million, the goal that you want, or $100,000 or $500,000, whatever it is, who's financially free, is that what they would be doing right now? And the answer you'll probably find for most people is no, of course not. They're not, because successful people have a way of thinking and acting, and unsuccessful people have the habit of thinking and acting a certain way. But habits can be changed, like mine. My dad told me I had broke people habits when I was in college. I was a stoner in high school. Very good at sports, really good at sports, just really could get by doing anything, just smart, but never studied. So he saw that. And he's like, listen, you're going to a party school. I know what you want to do, but here's the deal. You're going to have to pay for school if you don't get at least a 3.0 average. And you have unsuccessful people habits. So I really wish you the best here. But, if you really want to get the results you want, which you say you want to get rich, you say you want to be wealthy, you say you want to be successful, you need to change your habits. And that's where I started to learn about changing my habits. Did it happen overnight? No, it's been, 10 plus years of me working on my habits, but I change one little bit every single time. And I use these questions to help probe myself to say, would this be a successful person? Would a $10 million a year earner be doing what I'm doing? And that's what I've tried to become, is not anything different than myself, but what I believe is the most appropriate thing at the right time to move forward in and question myself a lot. All right. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. At first you need to be, then you need to do, then you need to have. Okay. So I want to just highlight what this would look like as far as the machine goes. We have the machine, we have the input, throughput, and then we have our output, right? So all parts here need to happen. All of these parts need to happen. We need this, we need this, we need this. There's nothing we can do without all three of those parts. We need to focus on each of them. And throughout these, we are going to be doing that. All right. So let's think about this right now. How are we going to actually make this happen? How can we actually, thrive through this? And then let's get on with our day, and let's give you your action for today. Is everyone ready for that? Is everyone cool with that? Give me a yes, I'm ready for it. Yes, I'm ready to make this happen. Yes, I am ready to go. Ready to go. Yes, I am ready. Awesome. Thank you so much. Let's LFG share. Let's do it. Yes. I can't hear. Oh, it was probably because I was probably speaking down. My bad. Okay, I got to speak towards the mic. Okay, so here we go. So how do we make this happen? So what I want you to do is I want you to first, right now, 90 day again. Right now, I want you to write down your 90 day. I want you to write down three things that you would like to accomplish in the next 90 days, okay? So right now, I want you to write down 3 things that you want to accomplish in the next 90 days. 3 things that you'd like to accomplish in the next 90 days. Let's see what they are. 3 things that you'd like to accomplish. And we started to do this, but I want you to now write them down. We're going to start to commit to these things. This is where we're going to start to move forward, okay? So I want you to write down 3 things that you would like to commit to in 90 days, okay? Then I want you to think of right now, once you wrote those down. So I'll give you guys a few seconds to write those down. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Write that down. I see people on my side writing. So let's do 90 days. Write that down. All right. So 3 things, again, we want to write down. We're not in any rush here. I want to make sure that you got 3 things that you feel good. Again, it's got to feel in alignment with your values. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Not what your parents want, not what your spouse wants, not what your siblings or your friends think are cool. What do you want? You're in charge. You. Remember that video when we first started? It was, I can't tell you, a coach can't tell you, a mentor can't tell you, your friends, your family can't tell you, only you can do you. If it's not you, there's no one else that's going to do it for you. You need to be doing it. So pick 3 things that you really want. What are the 3 things you want? So write those in, right? 3 things that you like. All right. Now, I want you to think about this. Now that you picked the 3 things, I want you to write down 5 different traits you believe the person that is going to need to be. Like, what's the traits the person has to have to achieve these 90-day goals or 90-day plans? What are the traits that person needs to have? Let me give you some examples. Consistency, focused, courage, proactive planning, morning routine. What are some of these traits that you believe someone that would be reaching these 3 goals? Remember the 3 goals. What are the traits, the 5 traits? Come up with 5 different traits that you believe would do this. Authentic, whatever it is. You believe this positive, right? What are the traits that you believe someone needs to have to achieve those 90-day goals? Think of that. Think of the traits. And it doesn't have to be your own traits. We're thinking about the traits of the person who would have to be to achieve this goals. If you're a procrastinator, I don't give a crap. It doesn't matter. We're talking about someone else. Like, we're not talking about starter. We're not talking about someone else. We're just talking about what you believe would be the traits for you to achieve the 90-day goals. What are those 5 traits? Someone give me some examples that they put in for some traits that they believe would help them organize. Charlotte said, awesome. Courage, Marcy or Marcel? Marcy. Focused, centered, great. I love that, Charlotte. Aware, self. Yeah, aware of self. Learning, planning, courage, being a doer, resource. Oh man, Brian, that's a great one, man. Resourceful. That is huge. Confident. So many people, I can't tell you how many people ask me what the time of the challenge is going to be in their time zone. Have you ever heard of Google? Like, come on, you want to be successful, but you can't even look up the time of the time zone for yourself? Give me a break. Like, well, I'm not going to do it for you. Take a step. If you're committed, do it, right? 9 a.m. specific. What time is that, Google, in my time zone? Come on, guys. We got this, right? So intuitive, what other things we got? I'm going to look on what we got over here. Winning mindset, discipline, all out massive action. We got mindset. We got action. We have focus, courage, organized, confident, consistent. We have Stephen, it says consistent, ambitious, good attendance, good leadership, good production, time blocking, yeah, organized, proactive, discipline. You guys are killing it. Great job, everyone. Amazing, amazing job. Okay, so that is those are the 5 traits. Now, here is a fun part, right? Look at the 5 traits and highlight which of the 5 traits you are lacking right now. Ooh, did I hit something? Did I get something? Which of the 5 traits you're lacking right now? Man, that's a good question. First of all, we just came up with the 5 traits that we believe we need to happen to achieve our goals. Now, out of those 5 traits, which one are we lacking? Highlight them. Organization for me. Awesome, Charlotte. Amazing. So again, think about what are the ones that we're missing? What are the ones that are going to help us that we're not fully doing? We could be doing some a little bit, that's fine. But I want you to really feel it. Like if leadership's a big one for you and you're not leading yourself, your family, your community, your business, then you need to put that as a lacking trait. Again, this is not to make you feel bad. This is to make you what? What's the A word that we talked about? What is it? Put it into the chat. What's the A word? Aware, Brian says. Exactly. Aware. Awareness. This is not to make you feel bad. If this is making you feel bad, then get over it. Okay? Get over it. Don't take things personally. You need to step yourself up to grow your business, to be the person you need to be. We're all here to grow. Growing is fun, right? It's good to look at the things that we're not doing so well so that we can analyze them and grow, become more efficient in what we're doing. That's why we're all here. We're all here to grow, right? So again, we want to look at this on an organization level, right? So now we just need to figure that out. Okay, these are the things we need to work on over the next 90 days to make sure that we are set up. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to make sure that we actually start to do this? How are we actually going to make sure that we are a million% committing to what we're doing? Well, what I want you to do is I want you to pick 3 of those that you commit to working on for the next 90 days. So you have 3 of your 90-day actions. We have 3 90-day goals, right? What we want to achieve in 90 days. And then what I want you to do out of the 5, because I don't want you to work on all 5, that's crazy. I want you to pick 3. So I like 1, 4, and 5 maybe. Well, I want you to pick 3 that you would like to be working on. Now, if you felt like there was only 1 trait that you're missing, I want you to pick 2 others that you feel like would be really good for you to keep working at, right? What are 2 others? 2 others. Okay, so I want you to pick 3. I want you to put done into the comments when I see it. Put done in the comments so that I can know I can move on. Charlotte says done. Great job, Charlotte. Brian, done. Marcy, done. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Daniel, done. Great. Let's see on my, are we done? We got done. It looks like I'm a little delayed. Kay says I have 14. Okay, Kay, we just we just want to pick 5. Let's do 5. Done. You guys are so funny. Awesome. Hilarious. Done. Awesome. Okay, so here's what we want to do. We're going to do something that I learned from Tony Robbins, so I want to make sure that I'm giving credit where credit's due. And this is something that I did when I went to Date with Destiny. I thought it was super powerful. And I thought that it would be something really great to share with you guys. So what I did is every morning, I would declare that I am this trait. So for me, it was, I was courageous, I was powerful, and I did whatever it took, kind of thing like that. So I was disciplined, or I was courageous, or I was bold, right? So I stood there every day. I'm not going to stand up because my camera is not standing up, but I got pumped up, like cry myself up. And you don't have to hit yourself, but like whatever you did. And before I started my day, or whenever I felt like I was starting to slip a little bit, I would say, I am powerful, I am bold, I am committed. And I would just do those 3 things over and over for 90 days. That's when I started to really feel it. Every day I started to do that, right? So this is what you're going to do. Every day you're going to use these traits to power you up, to remind you that this is the person you need to be to achieve these goals that you said you wanted to achieve. I didn't tell you what goals to pick, you did. So if you're tired of playing small, if you're tired of procrastinating, if you're tired of not getting the results you want, then it's time to start to step up and be the person that you need to be, that you know you need to be to do this. So many of you are so aware of the person you need to be. Now it's just about doing it, right? Be that person. So today's action, wow, I just crushed this in 59 minutes, 1 hour right on the dot. That's freaking awesome. Let's do this. I am, right? I am powerful. I am bold. I am courageous, right? What are your things? Sorry if I'm yelling. I am pumped. I'm pumped. So here's what we want to do here. What we want to do here is we want to do that. We want to do those 3. Now, here's your action for today. So I want you to now, so a lot of you did this yesterday and had massive breakthroughs, and I'm so proud of everyone who participated. It doesn't matter if you participated or didn't fully, you'll get there. What I do want to say again is this week is about not giving an F anymore, right? We are dropping this made up persona that we've created for ourselves. Jesse is no longer here. It's the person that I need to be to get my stuff done, to have the growth that I want, to reach the goals that I want. Jesse is a name that was given to me at birth. The persona that I've created is someone that I've created over time, and I have the chance and opportunity to change this persona whenever I desire. Today, this week, we're changing your persona for yourself, okay? So my encouragement for you this week is to do the actions fully. If you're not fully comfortable, I get it. I'm going to ask you to still do it because you need to do things that you're uncomfortable with. That's fine. Understand this is a safe zone, okay? This is a judgment-free zone. My full team, we have 15 people on my team. My full team is using this whole Facebook group. We have keywords set up. We have things set up so that you can feel safe, that this is an encouraging place. If we see one negative comment, one person trying to spam, one person trying to take someone down, we will delete the comment. We will ban you from the group. We don't give a crap who you are, all right? So you have a safe zone. This is going to be the safest zone that you'll probably have before you get to the real world. So why don't you take advantage of what you have right now? Take advantage of the tribe we've made, the tribe and the vibe that we've created, okay? The tribe and the vibe that we've created. This is your opportunity to let loose, to do this, okay? So your action today, you're at the highest level, the action would be to go live into the group. Remember, on your phone or go live on your group, share your 3 power words. What I am going to be this, I am going to be this, I am going to be this. And it's going to help me achieve 1, 2, and 3. All right, let me do that one more time. I am going to be powerful. I am going to be courageous. I am going to be committed. And that's going to help me achieve a 15% growth in my revenue. It's going to help me achieve 5,000 new leads. It's going to help me achieve 10 new high-paying clients. I am committed 100% to doing this and being this person. Thank you. That's it, okay? So let me say that one more time so that you get this. At the highest level, if you're ready to commit to it, you go live into the group and you share your 3 power words, which are then going to help you achieve the 3 goals that you've set up. And then you state that you are 100% committed to being that person over the next 90 days. 100% committed in 90 days. Now, if you're not ready to go live, what does this look like? This looks like it could be a post in the group, or it could just simply be a comment on this, live in the Facebook group, okay? For all my Zoom people, all my VIPs we got going on here, I'm challenging you guys this week. I want every single one of you to go live. So if you're gonna be with me all week, you guys are gonna be going live. And I'm taking note of everyone who's in here right now. And we're making sure that you guys all go live. All right. If you're sticking with me all week, you are going live. All right. You guys have chosen to upgrade. You've chosen to be here. You've chosen to step up, to get more proximity. You're playing big already. It's time to play even bigger. All right. So everyone, this is your challenge for today. Let me see in the comments and say, I'm committed to doing this at some level. Live, post, or comment. I'm not going to tear you down if you're not going to do any of them. I mean, if you're not going to do the live, trust me, that's not my goal here. My goal, though, is to push you, to commit for you, to help you grow. And I know if you do what's comfortable, you're not growing. You're just doing the same shit that you've already done. Who cares about the stuff that you've already done? You've got the results that you're still getting. It's time to do something new. It's time to step out. It's time to try something new. This is a great exercise just to push it, all right? I'm going to be powerful. I'm committed. Let's do this. Consider it done, Charlotte says. This is beautiful, Michelle. I'm committed. I'm courageous. Richard says, I'm committed 100%. Let's get in my group here. I'm committed to doing this. I'm committed. Raina says, and Cece says, and Jill says, I'm committed to doing this. Okay, everyone. Today's lesson was all about the input and the output. We also talked about the machine of a business. We need to have all factors working for us. So today we talked about what we put into our machine helps us get what we get out of the machine, right? Our input and our output. Our input is who we need to be. Our throughput is the actions we take, and our output is the results that we get. We've come up with results today that we want to get over the next 90 days. We've decided that we want to make sure that they're aligned with our values. We've also made sure that we are designing a day with the way that we want. We've also figured out the traits that we feel like this person needs to be to achieve these goals. We also have looked at what traits we may be lacking right now that we need to step up and do. And then we've identified 3 traits that we're going to be working on and we're going to be committed to doing over the next 90 days to help us be that person to commit to the 90-day goals and achieve our goals. And now it's your time to take this to the next level. Now is your time to take this to the next level and take it to the next level by completing this challenge and doing your action. I have 246 people watching this right now. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is so freaking fun for me. Like, if you can't see how pumped I am right now, like I am just like, this is crazy. I'm so pumped. You guys are so awesome. Thank you for being here. Commit, do. Let's get this going. And I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Let's rock this team. Tribe and vibe forever. Let's go. Here we go.